United States in North America between Canada and Mexico, our good friend. We love you, Mexico. Give it up for this thought-provoking, shocking, and intellectual conversation that wasn't a crash and burn at all. Kamala, the cop, Harris. And no, Trumpers, she's not a communist. But I do have to wonder if she has a functioning brain. That's a thing. That's a thing I gotta know, because how is this an answer?
Is there something you can point to in your life, political life, or in your life in the last 4 years that you think is a mistake that you have learned from?
I mean, I've made many mistakes, and they range from, if you've ever parented a child, you make lots of mistakes too. In my role as vice president, I mean, I've probably worked very hard at making sure that I am well versed on issues, and I think that is very important. It's a mistake not to be well versed on an issue and feel compelled to answer a question.
I'll give her this. She is a master debater with word salad. No pun intended. Stop it. Stop it. Get your minds out the gutter. Okay. 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 Torwin, be nice. Get up. Go see the White House counselor. Nancy K. I don't appreciate people being mean. She's too stupid to be a communist. And Lawrence Fine says, in-depth question there. No pullout. No, he didn't even write this in. In-depth question there from Anderson, for Anderson Cooper. Okay. But yes, if anyone understood, he asked her a simple question. Okay. And the question was, because I don't want to put you guys through this. Again, let's say it again, Kamala, one more time. Say it again.
Is there something you can point to in your life, political life, or in your life in the last 4 years that you think is a mistake that you have learned from?
That's a bitter pill to swallow. No pun intended. Get your minds out the gutter. Did you make a mistake? Oh, I don't know. Let's just shoot about, was this one, was holding evidence that kept an innocent man on death row, extending people's terms in prison, that truancy program. Oh, hey, what about telling migrants, do not come? How about your handling of the border? How about your campaign as a whole? And EMK, get up, go see the White House counselor. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you all. Why? All right, now, listen. Here is where third parties are brought up, because we mentioned third parties earlier in the show. What do you say to voters who are voting for third party or not voting at all because of Gaza? If you want to see a big brain answer, this is it. Again, listen. I'm voting third party. I'm voting independent. Greens, libertarians, show up to vote. Independents, show up to vote. And again, to our Trump viewing audience out here, if these clips don't convince you that Kamala's not a communist, because I gotta tell you, I know it's a word you like to use to describe liberals and Democrats, but I recommend the thesaurus. Okay, find something else. Okay, that's your homework assignment. If you're a Trumper and you love this show, as you should, I want someone to say, "Yeah, I'm voting for Trump." I'm just gonna call Kamala a neoliberal. All right. Or corporatist. Those are better words to use, okay? That defines Kamala Harris. Just a friendly suggestion, just throwing it out there.
What do you say to voters who are thinking about supporting a third-party candidate or staying on the couch, not voting at all because of this issue?
Listen, I am not going to deny the strong feelings that people have. I don't know that anyone who has seen the images who would not have strong feelings about what has happened, much less those who have relatives who have died and been killed. And I know people and have talked with people. So I appreciate that. But I also do know that for many people who care about this issue, they also care about bringing down the price of groceries. They also care about our democracy.
This isn't the answer. Here, sorry, I don't mean to be playing this again. She didn't answer the question.
What do you say to voters who are thinking about supporting a third-party candidate or staying on the couch, not voting at all because of this issue?
Listen, I am not going to deny the strong feelings that people have. I don't know that anyone who has seen the images who would not have strong feelings about what has happened, much less those who have relatives who have died and been killed. And I know people and have talked with people. So I appreciate that. But I also do know that for many people who care about this issue, they also care about bringing down the price of groceries. They also care about our democracy and not having a president of the United States who admires dictators and is a fascist. They also care about the fact that we need practical, common sense solutions from a leader who is willing to work across the aisle on behalf of the American people and not themselves. They want a president who cares about a fundamental freedom to make decisions about your own body, understanding that we're not trying to change anyone's belief, but let's not have the government telling women what to do with their body.
Now listen to me very carefully. That wasn't an answer. Just want to read this from Melissa Brook the Heart. Don't break my heart. Had you heard about that genocide, y'all? It's bad. To which Freddie G says, what was the question? I won't play the full video in its entirety now, but I will just repeat the question.
What do you say to voters who are thinking about supporting a third-party candidate or staying on the couch, not voting at all because of this issue?
She talks about groceries, Trump being a fascist, and bad things are happening, which are bad. She didn't answer the question because she can't answer a question because she's not coherent enough to answer a question. Hey, how about this heavy-hitting question? This is a heavy hitter right here.
You've quoted General Milley calling Donald Trump a fascist. You yourself have not used that word to describe him. Let me ask you tonight, do you think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Proof? Huh? Shoot. I mean, come on. He's not. And Kamala, you're not a communist.
And I also believe that the people who know him best on this subject should be trusted. Again, look at their careers. These are not people, with the exception, I think, of only Mike Pence. These were not politicians. These are career people who have served in the highest roles in national security, who have served as generals in our military, who are highly respected. Talking about the person who would be commander in chief, not to mention what we know and what they've told us about how he talks about the military, servicemen and women, referring to them as suckers and losers, how he demeans people who have taken an oath to sacrifice their life for our country.
Did he really say that? Okay. But even when answering questions from the audience, I mean, this is a CNN town hall where Kamala crashed and burned. By the way, I actually got an email. I know I'm that special. I'm that awesome. I'm that great. I actually got an email. Last night, we held a town hall on CNN. Through this event and others we're holding across the country, we are connecting with voters who have not made up their mind about how to cast their ballots in 12 short days because that is going to make the difference. All right. And look, you're asking me to pitch in $47? Asking me for money? Give me money, Democrats. All right. And by the way, I find this funny. If you've been waiting to make your first donation to our campaign, now is the time. By the way, just throwing this out here too, you know, because I will play the video and be ready for the big brain answer from Kamala. So I'm actually saving your brain cells by postponing this. But hold on. Hold tight, my lovelies, my mornings, my sunshines. It would be ever so nice if you just listen to this. I actually got a good old tweet from one of our viewers going by the name Sage Jose. Ooh la la. Now, we didn't get this text message, but apparently he did. Take a wild guess. Look at this. He gets his text message. We asked 6 times if you support VP Harris, but you still didn't complete the poll. They're asking him 6 times. 6 times. And I said, hey, Democrats asking 6 times. We were tagged in this. But Jesus Christ, Democrats, you're like that ex-girlfriend. Do you like me? Why don't you return back my calls? You break my heart. Are you serious, Democrats? And again, sending me emails saying how you did a town hall, how everything was going great for you. Everything was awesome. But how? How is that? How is that? Kamala, CNN town hall. If you care about electing Vice President Harris, this is another email I got. They're asking me to chip in $47. Give me $47. Give me money, Democrats. Asking me for money. Can you give us money? No, I will not give you money.
Madam Vice President, everybody as human beings, we're not perfect. We have our flaws. We make mistakes. We have our weaknesses. And the office of the presidency can sometimes bring those weaknesses out in ways that the incumbent may not expect. What weaknesses do you bring to the table, and how do you plan to overcome them while you're in office?
That's a great question, Joe. Well, I am certainly not perfect. So let's start there. And I think that perhaps a weakness, some would say, but I actually think it's a strength, is I really do value having a team of very smart people around.
That's not a weakness. Yes, every politician and commander needs to have advisors. It's been going on since antiquity, when people were living in caves in prehistoric times, the first city-states in Mesopotamia, in Greece, all the way up to the Roman Empire, and even into our modern day and age. That's a dumb response, but okay, hang on, folks. It gets dumber.
Around me who bring to my decision-making process different perspectives. My team will tell you, I am constantly saying, let's kick the tire on that. Let's kick the tires on it. Because as I mentioned earlier, I started my career as a prosecutor. I was a courtroom prosecutor. I've tried everything from low-level offenses to homicides. And
I'm surprised she may have passed law school, but okay. All right, never mind. I shouldn't judge. I shouldn't. Law school's a tough thing, but Montel Williams and Willie Brown, I will curse your names till the day I die. Shame on you both.
And I learned at a very early stage of my career and adult life that my actions have a direct impact on real people in a very fundamental way. When I was Attorney General of California, I was Attorney General of what is the 5th largest economy in the world, and acutely aware that my words could move markets. So I take my role and responsibility as an elected leader very seriously, and I know the impact it has on so many people I may never meet. And that is why I engage and bring folks around. So I may not be quick to have the answer as soon as you ask it about a specific policy issue sometimes, because I'm going to want to research it. I'm going to want to study it.
And you've had plenty of time in the past 4 years to do research and know what you're talking about, unless you were there yelling at your staffers. You say you surround yourself with smart people. Why'd you hemorrhage so many people in your staff? Why do people leave you? Is it because you're such a hard worker, or is it because, oh my God, I can't stand working with this woman? Which answer do you think it is? Do you think it's one, Kamala is such a hard worker and you got to be fast paced and on your point? Or is it 2? Oh, Jesus Christ, I need to quit. I'm putting my 2 weeks resignation.
I'm kind of a nerd sometimes, I confess. And some might call that a weakness, especially if you're, in an interview or just kind of, being asked a certain question and you expect to have the right answer right away. But that's how I work.
That wasn't an answer. There wasn't an answer, and I think we've all like I'm probably gonna get a lot of emails. Kit, I'll unsubscribe if you ever put us through this again. But hold on, the stupidity ain't over yet. Thankfully, this is only 17 seconds.
Some voters, though, might ask, you've been in the White House for 4 years. You were vice president, not the president. But why wasn't any of that done for the last 4 years?
Well, there was a lot that was done, but there's more to do, Anderson. And I'm pointing out things that need to be done, that haven't been done, but need to be done.
And so we can be unburdened by what has been and not know be, to be unburdened by that has been, forever will be there and not know be. For if we talk about what needs to be done and needs to be doing, we need to be doing the things we have to do so that we are unburdened by those things and have our mindset ready to go. Oprah meet Uma. Uma, Oprah. Oprah meet Uma. Uma meet Oprah. Whew, that's okay. I'm calm. I'm calm. I'm not crazy. I haven't gone crazy yet. Don't worry, folks. There's going to be an episode of Harlan's Media. We'll be like, hey, guys, check out Harlan's Media. This is it. It's the big one. Kit's finally lost his mind.
Is a border wall stupid?
Well, let's talk about Donald Trump.
Oh, by the way, there was a wall being built with Obama. There's always been a wall. Just Trump went all in on it, stupid style.
Is a border wall stupid?
Well, let's talk about Donald Trump and that border wall. So remember, Donald Trump said Mexico would pay for it? Come on.
Oh, was she expecting people to laugh? Oh, she was.
Well, let's talk about Donald Trump and that border wall. So remember, Donald Trump said Mexico would pay for it? Come on. They didn't. How much of that wall did he build? I think the last number I saw is about 2%. And then when it came time for him to do a photo op, you know where he did it? In the part of the wall that President Obama built.
But you're agreeing to.
Why was Obama building a wall then, genius? Why'd you bring that up? Did y'all know that Barack Obama was also building a wall? Let me be clear. It's going to be a big wall. Mexico's going to pay for it. That's a good idea, Trump. That's a good idea, Obama. I'm going to steal it from you. Curse you, Trump.
To a bill that would earmark $650 million to continue building that wall.
I pledge that I am going to bring forward that bipartisan bill to further strengthen and secure our border. Yes, I am. And I'm going to work across the aisle to pass a comprehensive bill that deals with a broken immigration system. I think Jackson's question, part of it was to acknowledge that America has always had migration, but there needs to be a legal process for it. People have to earn it. And that's the point that I think is the most important point that can be made, which is we need a president who is grounded in common sense and practical outcomes. Like, let's just fix this thing.
People have been calling this word salad city. This town hall was a bust. And no, not the kind in the face, but it was just a big explosion. Okay. Like, get your minds out the gutter. What's wrong with you? I better not see anybody in the comment section. I've learned to be mean because of Hardlands Media. Shame on you. Shame on you. This is a family-friendly show all the time, every time.
Let's just fix it. Why is there any ideological perspective on it? Let's just fix the problem.
To fix the problem, you're doing this compromise bill. It does call for $650 million that was earmarked under Trump to actually still go to build the wall.
I am not afraid of good ideas where they occur.
So you don't think it's stupid anymore?
I thought the wall was racist. I thought the wall was racist.
Oof. 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 Oof.
Torwin, be nice. Be nice. Everybody be nice. Sorry.
Oof.
Sorry, folks. I just realized I didn't switch over from the other video. So hold on. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I am all over. I guess I'm getting secondhand dementia.
People have to earn it. And that's the point that I think is the most important point that can be made, which is we need a president who is grounded in common sense and practical outcomes. Like, let's just fix this thing. Let's just fix it. Why is there any ideological perspective on it? Let's just fix the problem.
To fix the problem, you're doing this compromise bill. It does call for $650 million that was earmarked under Trump to actually still go to build the wall.
I am not afraid of good ideas where they occur.
So you don't think it's stupid anymore?
I think what he did and how he did it did not make much sense, because he actually didn't do much of anything. I just talked about that wall, right? We just talked about it. He didn't actually do much of anything.
Yeah. Oh boy. Anderson's probably thinking in his mind, "Hey, I can't help you." Even his producers are yelling him in the ear, "Anderson, do something! Anderson, come on, use that Vanderbilt magic." If you don't know who the Vanderbilts are, they were a dynastic rich family, and Anderson Cooper is a descendant of that family.
But you do want to build some wall.
I want to strengthen our border.
So the answer is yes. She wants to build a wall. People ask what the question is. Here's the question in one more time.
Is a border wall stupid?
Is a border wall stupid? Stupid. I like how I paused it right there. Kamala's like, I better say something coherent so I don't look stupid. Hey, folks, hold on. Let's talk about taxes, too. I'm sorry to put you through this. Don't cancel Hard Lens Media.
So you're saying, well, what you're saying is anyone under 400,000 won't have taxes raised. Or are you saying that anyone above 400,000 will have a tax raise?
I'm saying that there is going to be a parity around what the richest people pay in terms of their taxes. Right now, Anderson, you know, the document, it is well documented that some of the richest people in our country have gotten away with a zero tax rate.
But if you're earning $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 under your plan, there's a good chance your taxes go up.
We can't have this conversation without knowing it's a very complicated situation, right? If you're talking.
So you're saying.
So she has no answer. She has no answer about taxes, folks. No answer. But don't worry. Corporate media jumped on this. They gave their response. And by the way, I also got an email from Kamala Harris's campaign again. I just wrapped up the CNN town hall. You wrapped it up? Okay. And I wanted to send you a quick message. At this critical moment, will you donate $47 to our campaign? Stop asking me for money. My God. Even panhandlers on the street have more decorum than you, Kamala, or Democrats. Asking me for money. Take a hint. No. Bernie Sanders, I will never forgive you for giving away our emails. And also, Willie Brown, Montel Williams. I'll curse your names till the day I die. Till the day I die.
I'll just tell you what I'm hearing from people who I've been talking to, and that is that if her goal was to close the deal, they're not sure she did that. And, you know, some people have asked, is she being held to a different standard? Maybe, but that's maybe the world that she's living in. And on the question of who she is, people are understanding that a little bit more. But what she will do, the question about her legislative priorities, name one, there wasn't one. You know, some more of her personality and her sort of character questions about your weaknesses or what mistakes did you make? Not necessarily the answers there. Well, I'll just tell you what I'm hearing from.
This is CNN preparing its audience, preparing its people. Hey, guys, listen. There's going to be a big meltdown on election night, okay? Everybody, don't cry. Don't scream. Don't howl at the moon. But liberals, you're gonna be in. You're gonna be in for some pain. Which, by the way, I also want to pull up here from our friends at BSDNC, because corporate media also want to weigh on this too. They know that Kamala's got some problems.
Though, do you think, Harris, if she wants to regain the momentum in these final days, does she need to put more meat on the bones of some of these policies? Chuck talked about what we're anticipating from her.
He was like, oh, yeah, say that again, buddy.
In these final days, does she need to put more meat on the bones of some of these?
He's like, oh, yes. Say it again one more time, buddy. this time with passion.
Gain the momentum in these final days? Does she need to put more meat on the bones of some of these policies? Chuck talked about what we're anticipating from her closing argument next week based on what we heard today. But what does she need to say to voters? Clearly, this is what a Harris administration would look like versus Joe Biden.
In 2020, I thought Biden did a fine job of making it clear that it was an all of the above candidacy, from all the way Manchin to Bernie to everything in between.
But Trump was in power. It was a fire candidate.
yeah.
It was a fire candidate.
But you were able to make the clear the coalition believes in my direction. And I do think that now you've gotten a push, right, from Liz Cheney, like we need to get the Republican, soft Republican votes here. And you haven't seen standing with, you name your progressives, but it's not that part.
She sent Bernie and Biden up to New Hampshire. That's worthy.
Oh, yeah. They sent Bernie and Biden up there. 2 old clowns, 2 old men. Bernie Sanders is a cuck, and Joe Biden, hey, man. Oh, you know what? Hold on. There's Bernie and Biden on a train, right? Bernie's looking over his notes. He's afraid. He's looking at the battle reports. Trump is leading in some key swing states, and he says, Joe, we got to do something. Joe Biden, being the senile old man that he is looking out the window. He says, hey, Jack, you know who would be a good candidate for the nomination? This guy called Bernie. He's got some good ideas. Maybe we should have him instead of Kamala. Oh, Joe, that's me. Oh, that's right. I did. The DNC rigged the primary against you. Not once, but twice. Hey, Jack, you're a bigger idiot than me, and I don't know where I'm at half the time. Maybe I got to work on that skit a little bit more, but I could see it, Or is it at? Biden just has no idea where he's at.
Very quickly, because I'm getting a wrap. Is Liz Cheney making a difference? Very quickly.
No.
I don't know, but I'll tell you a comment that would have been stronger from her, and I'm curious what you think of this. What if she had said, I hope this is the last time I have to vote for you?
Yep.
And not being an insult, but I think for her to be more effective to get Republicans, I think the case you have to make to Doug High.
Which, by the way, hold on, we'll rewind that again. Say that again.
I hope this is the last time I have to vote for you.
Oof. Oof. Oof.
It's funny. It's funny.
Yep. And not being an insult, but I think for her to be more effective to get Republicans, I think the case you have to make to Doug High is good. Look, this is a one-time vote so we can get the Conservative Party back.
Doug?
I think she needs to finish the sale.
Does she need to tailor her message?
I think that's right. And ultimately, it's much like with the story that, Unleashed today. These are bombshell things that we all talk about. Your average voter just isn't focused on that. And your average Republican voter, not even average, Republican voters, very small sliver.
And remember who's left.
Yeah.
The people who are left are the least engaged voters because they've waited till now to decide. They're because they're the ones that said, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
They tuned us out. They're the ones that turned it off.
That's right.
Yeah, because you made sure that no one would have a voice, corporate media, and you're surprised people giving you middle finger. That's why independent media is number one, but we would be even bigger were it not for you bastards coming into our space. Oh, hey, we're corporate media. Here we are on YouTube and Twitter. We're authoritative.
That's right.
So they're going to be less engaged they wanted to be, and now here we are.
All right, guys, amazing conversation. Thanks for.
Again, folks. Just so we can be reminded about who Kamala Harris is, what she's about, what she brings to the table. We go back full circle again. We come back full circle again to this epic failure that is Kamala Harris and a Democratic Party. Corporate media knows that she's an empty suit. We all know it. But Kamala, you started us off with a banger, and let's end with the same banger, shall we?
Is there something you can point to in your life, political life, or in your life in the last 4 years that you think is a mistake that you have learned from?
I mean, I've made many mistakes, and they range from, if you've ever parented a child, you make lots of mistakes too. In my role as vice president, I mean, I've probably worked very hard at making sure that I am well versed on issues, and I think that is very important. It's a mistake not to be well versed on an issue and feel compelled to answer a question.
Is there something
that wasn't an answer? So what can we learn from the CNN town hall? That was an epic failure. I mean, people want to rag on Trump or even Biden. Even Biden would have handled that a hell of a lot better. All right. That's not saying much because Kamala's been touted as somebody better than Biden. And if she is still in a neck and neck race against Trump, that says a lot about the failure of her campaign, her organization skills, who's running her campaign, who's associated with her. You're not going to get a single freaking thing from the Democrats. You're not going to get a single thing from the Democrats. They're not going to fight for us. They're not going to actually care about the issues because they want to give us platitudes. They want us to shut up, vote for Kamala, and then that's it. No other questions. Stop asking questions. Let's not look at the past. Let's not look at the 4 years where Kamala Harris was the least liked vice president in U.S. history. In U.S. history. So, Democrats, liberals, if you were hoping that town hall was going to inspire people, I'm going to say something very controversial in a 3, 2, 1. It was just as bad, or if not worse, than that third party debate that happened on the same day. Democrats, you cannot look me in the eye and tell me that Kamala Harris is this well thought out individual. She failed miserably during this town hall. And on election night, if you guys lose, I get to smell the fear and panic, and I'll drink in the liberal tears. It'll be great. It'll be great. And all of you, tune in to Hard Lens Media. We'll be there with you to laugh along the way.
Such an awful place. Is that what you want me to say? You prove it's possible to sleep for days and to still think you're right here awake. The cost of living isn't much to make, but God, it's so hard to save. And when they told you everything was safe, were you safe? Were you safe? Were you safe? Were you safe? I guess this isn't such an awful place. Is that what you want me to say? You prove it's possible to sleep for days and to still think you're right here awake. The cost of living isn't much to make, but God, it's so hard to say. And when they told you everything was safe, were you safe? Were you safe? Were you safe? Were you safe?
Fresh off the masses, the brand new cancerous growth, who has come here to vie for your vote. Come here to cry at the camps and to mourn at the shore for the bodies that float by the wreck of an immigrant boat. Then it's back to their luxury home, couple security booths and a moat. Couple cigars, little escargot, little booze and a soak. Just breathe in the steam and the smoke. Pink salt, lavender, candles are low. Shit, when you do what you do, gotta lighten the load. And he got a life of his own that's a sight to behold. And it's a lot to control, to decipher the code, or to siphon the soul. The cost of a good night's sleep for the working elite is a bargain, no matter the toll. Worth any wager, and that comes straight from the mouth of the means to the goal that will swallow us whole. Right for the picking if you don't mind mold, and you know I don't. Maybe we're pleasantly prone, maybe we're taking a licking, compliantly ticking and ticking and ticking, but never explode. No, I don't deliver the prettiest image, but damn if it isn't an accurate vision of natural fission, of rage at the system and abject heartbreak, patiently waiting for any who will listen. That little blue bird who was watching your words is a federal carrier pigeon, a Langley first. It's a patient observer who hears what it wants and is trained for the worst. Oh, you got nothing to hide. They'll be the ones to decide that after they root through your purse, after they read all your text, after they raid your apartment, confiscate all of its contents, then conjure up evidence out of the air on a wing and a prayer and malicious intelligence nonsense. Any presumption of innocence long since gone, right along with your comforts and constants. Historically, first they will come for the communists. So why in the fuck would I say I'm a communist? Well, it might be I love my community more than the monsters of opulence who are holding us hostage, who are vomiting promises. Might be I'm all done seeing our pensions and benefits harvested. Might be I'm all done watching the populace being disarmed in the guise of an armistice. Watching a woman collapse on the floor who will rise no more. She's wheeled out the door and you're next in line for the pharmacist. If you can get me to vote, it's a hard no confidence. But part of the charm of deception is politics wearing the mask of incompetence. It's all in the art of austerity, darling. It's all in the slide of the providence. Until home is as wide as your cubicle height and it's only as deep as your coffin is. Maybe I'm miles away from impatience, aching to break off the head of the snake where the capital lust, reptile brain, and the margin of profit is. Like off with his. Like off with his.
I guess this isn't such an awful place. Is that what you want me to say? You prove it's possible to sleep for days and to still think you're right here awake. The cost of living isn't much to make, but God, it's so hard to save. And when they told you everything was safe, were you safe?